Hi folks, so we're going to make Gulab Jamun today, okay? Gulab Jamun, one of my favorite sweets. And this amazing thing is that it's again a street food, these kind of things obviously you won't see in this part of the world, but back in India, these sweets can be made just on the roadside, and people queue up for stuff like that, and they eat it while standing on the roadside, and that is what the street food is. So look, we're going to make it with the milk powder. There's various ways to make it. So we're going to make it with the milk powder, and we're going to deep fry it, and we're going to soak it in a sugar syrup. Now it's very sugary. There's no other way about it. It is a sugary dessert. So it may be to some people's taste and maybe not. But here is the recipe. Give it a go. Thank you very much. So we start making the dough for the gulab jamuns. So we have 35 grams of plain flour. We're gonna add a teaspoonful of baking powder into it, and just with using a fork, give it a right good mix. Now it's very important to mix the baking powder to the flour. And then we have milk powder, 140 grams, and we're going to sieve the flour and the baking powder mix. Now just give that a good mix, and what that does is just takes all the air and takes out all the lumps. We're gonna add 1.5 teaspoons of semolina and just a little bit of sugar, which is I've used icing sugar here, a teaspoonful. Give that a mix, and once you're happy with the consistency, it's mixed very well. We'll be using some warm milk to make the dough. So to start with, just use the fork, and just don't add all the milk at the same time. Just keep adding a small bit at a time. And once you see the dough start coming back together, you just get rid of the fork and just use your hands and start to bring the dough together, because there's enough moisture in there, but the fork can't put it together. You really have to hold the dough to bring it together. Now it seems quite dry in the start, but rather than adding too much milk at a time, it's important that you just use every single drop of it, and then you'll see how that dough come together. We're looking for a soft dough, but not very soft. So it's just a soft sort of dough. Just clear out any sort of dry bits on the bowl, and just it feels quite soft, and that's what you're looking for. Once the dough is rested, so we're going to make little balls out of them. Okay, half a size of a golf ball, that's sort of the size are, and we're going to be using a very slow heat oil. They're not very hot, so we're going to add that to it, and just when we are stirring them around, be very careful, that's very fragile, and as they cook they will grow up double their size, and that's what we are looking for. And we'll cook them till they go really sort of golden brown and they're nice and fluffy inside. Okay, and once they're done, we take it out and put them rest, say come down on the room temperature. On the other side, we're going to make some sugar syrup while the gulab jamuns are cooling down. So we have sugar, we have 2 cardamom pods, we have water and some saffron strands. We're going to boil it and then simmer it, and once it's that done, we're going to add the cooled gulab jamuns to this, and we're going to cook it for 2 minutes. Just boil it for 2 minutes, and once they are soaked, we're going to leave it in the syrup for an hour or so. Okay, and then it's ready to serve. Serve it with a little bit of pistachio garnish on it, and it will just taste amazing. Give that a shot, guys. I'm really sure you're going to enjoy it.